Hello, Steve White, TrekBoy89 for SteveArts89. Well, I made a little news resolution to not watch any of the usual suspects, the Fandom Menace people, Geeks and Gamers, Doomcock, Clownfish Media, Nerdrotic, people like that. But and I haven't for the last 3 months, and it's been good for my mental health. It's just been good in general. I've enjoyed it. It's been wonderful to not have these people polluting, these toxic people coming in and just spouting all their rubbish. But something happened today, and I saw all their articles, all their videos, all ranting and screaming and crying, and I just had to watch for just sheer entertainment value, and they're just too delicious to ignore it. Basically, George Lucas, their icon, their beloved, has betrayed them and finally killed Star Wars for good. And they're never going to talk about it again because it's dead. It's just so hilarious on so many levels. Now, a little bit of backstory. I don't know a lot about these two elements of this, but I know that when George Lucas sold Star Wars to Disney, he was under the belief that they were going to continue on with Star Wars as he had laid out, which included a series of sequels that he'd already written the backstory for and the draft for, basically. And they sort of gave him the impression they would, and then they just threw it out. And they did admit, I think Bob Iger actually admitted that they kind of misled George and so forth. So there was some bad blood, and George wasn't happy with what they did, and nor a lot of fans. And he made a few public comments, including the infamous white slaver comment. And people thought that George was on their side, and somehow George was turned into a savior on many occasions. He was going to buy Star Wars back. He was going to come back and save the day. Apparently there was a George Lucas cut of The Last Jedi. Was it Last Jedi? No, it was the last film. I can't remember the last name of the last film. I can't remember what it was called. Oh, was it? No, I can't remember. Either way, the last film, there was apparently a George Lucas cut of that film. He apparently had been brought in and filmed new scenes and re-edited it all, but yet they didn't use it, and just a lot of fanciful rubbish. So people thought he was going to come back and be a hero, and people sort of were fantasizing about that, but it was never going to happen and didn't happen. And what did happen, though, was some people that were trying to get seats on the board of Disney, and they're trying to, I guess, take control or oust Bob Iger and so forth. And I don't know the politics behind this, but I know a lot of people who wanted this to happen because the current sort of regime at Disney is very progressive and all about representation, diversity, and they, of course, are regressive and want to go back and make it all just straight white men again, and no women or minorities or anyone having any sort of characters or say or anything. So they want to take out the woke and make it all make Disney good again, basically, is their sort of so they were sort of wanting that to happen. And I don't exactly know what these people are trying to get control for, but basically George Lucas has come out in support of Bob Iger and the current Disney board with all his majority of shares that he got when he bought Star Wars. So this is seen as some horrible betrayal and a support of Bob Iger, and they consider this has basically killed Star Wars for good, because if they'd gotten rid of Bob Iger, apparently they could have saved Star Wars. So I don't know exactly how or who was going to do that. But yeah, so just seeing these people rant and cry, and Doomcock was particularly entertaining. I knew he would, and that was the first video I watched. It's like, well, you've broken the seal, you may as well just watch all the videos on this subject and just have a good laugh. Because these people, half of them are just performing. They don't care, they don't believe any of this, but they need to create these narratives and create these videos for their base, because they need the views, because they need the money, and they're stuck in this trap of having to create all these stories and stick to these narratives. And every time something happens, they have to look at it and work out how they can twist it into the narrative that the people want to hear. It's just, it's very sad and oddly creative and theatrical. And I'm glad that being a nobody YouTuber, I don't have to do any of that. I can talk about whatever I want and totally free. Even if nobody watches, that's fine, because I'm just talking and enjoying talking about these issues and my interest in these and all that. I don't have to do what they do, because I don't use this as an income. I don't live off this. I just do it for fun and entertainment. It's a hobby. I did used to make money from it when I was monetized, but that was taken away from me because YouTube was trying to kill my channel, and that's a whole other video. And they basically have. So yeah, but I just found it really funny, entertaining. I had to comment on it. I just couldn't. It's too big of a story, you know. It's galaxy changing and so forth, and universe destroying, according to them. And Star Wars is dead, and it's never coming back, and they're never going to talk about it again. Which, you know, they will in the next video because they need to, because that's what they do. So I'm going to go. Feel free to share, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think of this betrayal, this tragedy, this you know. Oh, Eve, it's, but it was, yeah, it was funny though. It was just funny to watch.